welcome to my, oops, let's change that there. Hi, you're back. I'm going to turn this around so I don't squint so much because it's bright out today. Doing it out on the deck is a little bit cooler, and let's straighten it up so I don't look like I'm leaning. Hi, thanks for joining me. My name is, hey, thank you. Appreciate you inviting your followers, please do. Share it with your Twitter, Facebook, followers, etc., etc. Please tap the screen for hearts. This is going to be an interesting one. Totally unscripted, which is usually how I do it, but this is even more unscripted because I'm going to ask myself the question and see what comes up as the answer. Let me begin, first of all, saying thank you for joining me. Thanks for sharing with your friends and followers. Thank you for giving lots of hearts. This one's going to be a stretch for me in a way, and it's going to be centered here, so just bear with me. I may get more hearts because of that, but I'm not banking on that and not fighting for that. I just want to share this truth and have your input too, so please please dialogue. So, first of all, so you know who I am and what I'm doing before I get to the question about why I do it. That makes sense. My name is Barry Selby. My site is barryselby.com. I am the heartbreak repair specialist. That's my brand currently. My passion, my service, I'm in another group where I just had to describe a bio, and I said I'm a champion for the divine feminine, which is a bold statement, particularly from a guy. My work is in service to that, both for women in relationships and for women in the world. And I am primarily focused on relationships, helping women get what they want. You're welcome. This is my book. There you are. Certain people who are watching this scope have already bought off Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover, Barry Selby. You can find it on Amazon, softcover or in Kindle versions. It is a #1 bestseller. I didn't mention that before, did I? Which I now know how to do that, which is kind of cool. I have lots of friends of mine who I'm helping write their books as a second business because people ask me how did I do it. So yes, thank you. Yep. So much for my note paper. Yes, go to Amazon.com and you can look for 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. Get it in your little hands quickly. This book has been a credibility builder. It makes me an expert. Now, everything in here is in here and here. But before I had this, I didn't apparently count as much. So putting it on paper makes a difference. So I wonder sometimes about this. But anyway, I am a book author, published. #1 best-selling author, in fact. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you like it. And if you are happen to be LA West Coast, I will be signing books in person if you're around. Yes, thank you. Also, it's the other thing I do request. Amazon, I found out, you can do reviews, as you know. But the people who actually buy a product, like buy the book, what's up, dog? Thank you. People who buy the book get higher rankings in reviews than people who just put comments on, which is a good thing and bad thing. So, book on Kobo. I know of Kobo, but I haven't felt pulled to that. To be honest, I prefer the physical book because, let me just give this in context. I published the book myself. I used to be in the printing industry. Oh, I see. Leverage, I see. Well, let me just say it this way. I published the book myself because I used to be a graphic designer in the printing industry. And so I did all the layout. Every other format I've used except for the PDF ebook on my site gets smushed and reformatted because that's the way Kindle works, for example. And so I've been kind of wary of any other digital format because I really am passionate about the book looking the way it looks because it's nice. I'm selfish. So, oh, you are? Okay, I'll look you up afterwards when I get offline. But I'm not promising I'm going to follow up because I'm happy with the book being physical form because I love the tangibility of it. And in fact, day before yesterday was the 7th telesummit I've spoken on as an expert this year, and I really contribute that to the physical book, even though it's all my information I already know. So, yes, well, making it pretty was kind of the thing. It's got hearts in it, it's got colors for men and women, masculine and feminine, boy and girl, stuff like that. It's for singles and couples, men and women. Okay, that's the book over here. Let me get to the why. So, well, let me start again, just to clarify the why. My service, because of my own history in relationships, which is part of my why, is to help others have healthy relationships, primarily working with single women because they listen to me. I'm going to say this another way. Men generally listen better to women coaches. Women generally listen to men coaches better because we give direction and clarity. And I find that most men won't listen to me unless I was helping them get laid or get dates. That's a very blanket statement, but that's what seems to be out there with the modern man mindset. So my primary audience is working with women. And I love working with them because, frankly, my own dysfunctional history, I'm helping them shift because what I discovered over the years, and I won't go into too much on this because I've done it in 5 or 6 other scopes, about women being empowered to be in the business world, that we became very competitive. Men and women were the same energy. Oh, absolutely. I want to be totally, bare naked truth, as it were. bare ass naked truth, as they say. This piece of the puzzle for me was required because my own history of relationships showed that I kept dating women in their power, but they were in their masculine competitive power, not their feminine art power, which are two different things. And I'm not going to explain that here because it's in my book, it's in my scopes from last week, I think. Everyone that's on catch, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, or at the end of this. But what I do want to talk about is what motivates me. And what's come up, the reason I'm saying this is because something came up recently, about maybe 2 months ago, that maybe you can help me with this, I don't know. So I'm putting it out this way and also talking about what's been driving me. As I said, the quote that came up recently, the thing I posted in a Facebook group I'm part of, which is a soulpreneur group, like a soul-based entrepreneurial group, was I am a champion for the feminine. And what I literally mean is that I am an instigator, change agent, and inspirer to help women own their feminine gifts and power in the world, because the world does not support that yet. And the world needs it to survive, thrive, and become more than it can ever be, I mean, humanity speaking, with women being their feminine. So that's just a small part of what I do. You know, it's life-changing and it's like world-changing, but that's what's pulling me. And that's what's driving my why. That's why I'm doing this. I love it, and it scares the bejesus out of me, literally, because I don't know how to approach that. I've been told I should go speak in front of women's conferences, and there's quite a few in California. And I'm like, sure. I don't know how. I mean, I probably do know how, but I've been blocking it, you know? And so I've been a little bit reticent to step into that because, yes, I know it would be nice to have some help, like referrals and connections, stuff like that. But also, well, let me put it this way. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you. That's the thing, is that the scope being done on Periscope has given me more ability to speak more spontaneously and give more content. So I love this. And that rocks the cradle and is the hand that rocks the world, change the world. I like that. I'm in Los Angeles, California. Can you tell by the heat and the sunshine this time of day? It's West Coast. Education, just since you asked that question. I've been on this spiritual journey. I am, yes. I've been on a spiritual journey for... I started on my personal growth journey in '84, so 31 years. Done it for a while. I have a master's degree in spiritual psychology. I have leadership trainings in different modalities. I've done NLP training, but I haven't been certified because I didn't finish the final part of the test. I've been licensed as a spiritual counselor for 15 years by my spiritual center since 2000. I have a lot of qualifications. And I'm going to say this really cleanly, the biggest tool I have is this. The space I hold, because I've been through some, and so I'll just mention a couple of teachers I've worked with. They're in my book. David Data, Alison Armstrong in particular, as well as Gay and Katie Hendricks, which I mentioned their book earlier. You're welcome. Gay and Katie Hendricks, who basically helped me really understand the codependent paradigm. Trying to connect where? On here? Or trying to connect somebody else, so I didn't get the context. David Data is a passionate teacher about the masculine and feminine. He's out of upstate New York. Many books he's written over the last 20 years. His work changed my life, pure and simple. And it really got me to understand the polarity of masculine and feminine energetics, both in a relationship and in any area of life, because we carry both inside. It woke me up to what I was totally oblivious to, and what I was not owning. So my work is taking that to the next level for me. I've not been in Alison Armstrong's work, which is PAX International, also known as Understanding Men, something like that. But I'm part of the co-ed salons they do every quarter because we do, because I've listened to all the recordings and I'm part of that group. So we talk about how men and women respond, react, and think about things because we don't think about things the same way. And that came from Mars and Venus with John Gray. In fact, just to drop a hint, Katie Hendricks, Alison Armstrong, John Gray, not David Data though, and Ariel Ford are also on the same summit I'm on right now, which is like, sweet, you know. So these people I trust and believe in, and they're my mentors and teachers I work with. So that adds back into the context of my education. A large part of my education was not academic by any means, and also my life education, what I was raised with, what I've gone through, and what I've studied. It's clear for me that I've known for a long time my work is in teaching and speaking and guiding. Being a coach, but I hate that term, is kind of where I'm putting the energy into. Being a teacher, guide, and facilitator. But I knew, and I mentioned this in the previous scope early in the week, I think, I was told by my coaches that there are 3 mega niches, which is money, health, and relationships. And I'm not a money expert, I'm not on financial stuff or banking or anything like that. And I'm not a health expert either in fitness or in holistic health. That's not my area of strength. But relationships, I've been an observer and a witness and a guide for relationships for many years without knowing it. I did as a kid. In my teens, I was doing it at school with my peers, and I'd be at the shoulder the girls would cry on, which I didn't know that was a skill. I just thought, well, I'm not going to get dates, I'll just be nice to them. That's seriously what happened. So when I talk about this work, and maybe hopefully you get something both from what I'm about, but also how this can resonate for you, because I want to make sure this is not just me just venting at you so you can go, oh, nice work, because that's not what I'm about. But I do appreciate you offering your feedback, any questions you have, and also if this resonates for you in terms of your own mission, direction, and purpose, because I want to make this useful, not just for me. And of course, I don't mind if you find that this resonates for you or people you know that you want to send to me. Of course, I don't. I'll give you that too. But I want to make this clear enough so you get this about this. Let's say this. Get this message clear. And this is one. And it's funny because we did the book. What 3 books you need to read for business? We did the scopes are in the Perry 10K group, and I mentioned that later on too. Knowing your why. We have trouble connecting. You know, I've got good signal here, I believe, because everyone else is watching, no problem. And I made sure my phone is within about 20 feet of the Wi-Fi base, so I'm sure I'm getting good signal. So keep connecting, and if not, you can watch the replay. So if you do drop out, come back in again. Just you can always find it on the web because my replays stay for 24 hours on my link, which is periscope.tv/barryselby. That's true for any periscoper. Sorry, just went slightly off track there and come back in again. This is one of the benefits and curses of Periscope. Answering questions doesn't always keep me back to where I want. I'm going to rewind a bit. This is my 3rd scope, and I've got another one coming, so I'm a little bit like, yikes, where was I? Let me come back to the moment and speak to it again. Yes. So relationship skills. Thank you. As a kid, as I said, I was the shoulder the girls would cry on. I didn't know it was a skill I could monetize. It was something I would do. Just I did that because it was natural for me, and that's the thing I realized this work is for me. Is it's natural because I'm wired funny. I carry a very strong compassion for people in heartbreak. It's one of those things that I've always felt this desire to help. And it wasn't sympathy; it was empathy, and I did learn the difference between empathy and sympathy. By the way, let me throw that teaching to you so you can have that for your use in your world. Do you know the difference between sympathy and empathy? There's a great little analogy for it. I've got to wait a bit longer because I know typing comments takes time. But let me say it this way, since I haven't seen a response yet. The difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is seeing someone down a hole in the ground, throwing a rope in and jumping in after it. Empathy is seeing someone falling down a hole, lowering a rope to them and helping them pull them out by being on the top. So empathy and sympathy are very different things. Sympathy basically is commiserating in misery. Empathy is helping somebody heal, move forward, grow from that place. To be an empathic person in this world is a big calling required for many of us because the world needs us more than ever. So that's one reason I do what I do. Thanks for joining me, coming back in again. I think I've said what I need to say, actually. I'm surprised that there'd be more to it, but I guess that was it. Any questions, thoughts, or input you want to say? Because I want to make sure this is valuable to people who are watching. And there's 5 people watching right now, which is a small group, but I don't presume many of you are just idly watching. So any thoughts, questions, or feedback you want to say before I sign off? Because I don't think I have anything else right now coming up to speak about this. By the way, I am doing my usual 2 per day, actually 4 today. Hi Michelle, nice to have you join me at the end of the scope. Just doing my why of what I do. And I am doing today 2 scopes that are based on the why question. This one's my love scope, so it's why do I do what I do? Okay, enjoy yourself on the blab. I need to get on blab as well. I got to schedule my talk for next week. By the way, I'll tell you this now because you can watch it. Blab, for those who don't know, is an online, and it's a phone-based conference system. 4 people at a time maximum. And it's like Periscope because there are comments and there's a way of doing, they call it fields, not hearts, just different. But you can have a person hosting with 3 other people on video together, which is different from Periscope. I've been guided by Katya, my friend in the Perry 10K group, to launch next week, probably. I've got to figure out when I'm going to have time to do it. A weekly hot seat love coaching blab, which means that I'll be hosting anybody who wants to come in that feels up for it to sit in the hot seat, and we'll do live coaching on computer publicly. So it does take a boldness for that. and I'll basically demonstrate and help you with what you're going through as a coach. So that's something I'm stretching into next week. Yeah, scaring the shit out of me, scaring the what's it out of me again. So I think that was it. Did I leave anything out? I don't know. Oh yeah, just that was gonna say Periscope. I'm doing my Love Scope now, which is why I do what I do. I'm also going to do a Peri Tips Scope next, which is why I use Periscope. Because I got to think about why lately. I don't know why. Probably from the 3 books we mentioned with the why in it in the book reports we did in the Peri 10K group earlier. No responses, so I feel I've exhausted my message, and hopefully you got value from something I said. Maybe you feel more called to work with me. That's fine too if you are. Thanks for promoting the book for those of you out there getting it. I look forward to hearing about your feedback on the book, and I think that's about it for this scope. It was a quick one, relatively speaking, but I guess I got to the bottom line pretty fast. Thank you for watching. This may have been more self-indulgent than helping you, so I hope you got value from it too, because it was really just for me just to speak and state my truth to your value. Couple of quick things. Again, my website is on is barryselby.com. If you go to my profile on Periscope, there are 2 links there. One is to discovery session with me, and the second button is a donation button for my tip jar, because I'm promoting myself for that too. Why not? Extra cash is always good. If you got value, that is. Don't just do it for fun unless you want to. Secondly, the Peri 10K group I'm part of, which I'm a big fan of, and I'm part of the group. If you want to find out more about the Peri 10K group, just do a search, a hashtag search on Facebook or Twitter for ampersand, for hashtag Peri 10K, the number 10, and see all the videos we've done. There's so much of us out there doing scopes and teaching and speaking. It's just an amazing group of people who are really about changing the world. I think that's it. And my archives, that's what I'm going to say. So if you want to watch my scopes from early today and in the last 24 hours, you can go to parachute.tv/barryselby. And also, them and all the archives are stored on catch.me with a K, katch.me/barryselby. I made it easy for you. All my social media is Barry Selby. I think everything is. So, there. All right, I'm signing off now because I'm going to come back on and do my Peri tips shortly. And thanks for watching. Thanks for the hearts, and I appreciate being here. Sorry, you got it right at the end there, Lover of Jazz. Where are we? Lover of Jazz, Lover of Jazz. Remind me, this is Monica. Thanks for joining me, but I'm actually signing off because I just got to the end of this monologue. I was just sharing a big statement about why. Please watch the replay and share it there. Thanks for being here, and I'm going to be signing off now to come back and do my Peri tips very shortly, and then I'm going to go and cool down again because it's gotten so hot here. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching, thanks for being with me on this journey, and please follow me on Periscope because I'll be posting usually 2 scopes a day, 6 to 7 days a week, which are my Love Scope, which is this one was kind of my own self-love thing I was doing, so if that didn't fit you, I apologize. And the other one is my Peri tips, which I'll be doing that one shortly. So thank you for being here. Hey, you came in back again. So I'm signing off right now. I'll be back again in about 5 minutes before I melt to do the Peri tips. And that one may be more interesting for you. We'll see. Thanks a lot for joining. I will see you around on Periscope, and if you follow me, you'll get notification of my next one. And thanks for playing. See you later.